What is up, guys? It's PSX Pro, and sorry for not uploading a video in a very long time because I've been busy lately for the past month. Actually about a couple months, I should say. The last video I uploaded was on December 2025, which was my gameplay of Mega Man Mapper Hunter X. And then after that, I got very busy. I had to do things with schools and stuff, you know. But the great news is I have some free time, and it's almost the end of the year, so I may have some plan to upload whenever I can. But anyway, so today we're gonna do a tutorial today, and this is a Rubik's Cube tutorial. So in this tutorial, I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to solve the mirror cube, as you can see right here. Now, for those who don't know what mirror cube is, it's basically just a 3x3 right here. It's the same thing. The only difference is you're looking at the different shapes and the sizes right here. But if you know how to solve the 3x3, yes, I'll put the link in the description below. If you know how to solve this, then solving a mirror cube is not going to be too bad, because solving this cube is just pretty much like solving a 3x3, of course, and only the difference is obviously you can tell what it looks like right here. And yes, we're going to be using the beginner method, so there's no differences. Whatever, it can be like an F2L or Herm's algorithm, whatever. So, enough jibber jabbling. Let's get into it. Okay, so I just got my cube scramble, and this is what it looks like. I know it looks kind of monstrosity, looks kind of crazy, but don't worry, we'll just take things slowly, and then once we do everything slowly, then you should get the result what you want. Just like how we first learned how to solve the 3x3 right here. So, the first step we want to do is we're going to solve a cross, just like how we do the white cross here on the 3x3. And to get this is, so it does not really matter where you start. The one difference is that you can see by the levels of the thickness and the thinness of each of the sides. So if you look closely, how this is a thinner layer right here, and this one is the biggest layer. What I really suggest you should do is pick the top layer that is the biggest, because if you do the thinnest, well, that also works as well, but it may be a little bit harder to solve on the thinner side first. So I would suggest you start on the top, so it makes the process a little bit easier and maybe more recognizable to see. That's what I do now. Before, when I first learned how to solve this, I usually start on the thinnest side, but now I decided to solve on the top side. And when I realized it, it made it so much easier to solve. So that's what I'll be doing this, and for this tutorial as well for you guys. So we're going to be starting on the top layer, and now to find a piece that will go on the top, like how on 3x3, you can't rely on the colors. You have to rely on the shapes and the blocks. So let's see right here. So I'm just going to look around and find, like, let's say I'm going to choose this piece right here, and I'm going to move around and see what happens. So I just moved this piece to this center, and as I notice, if I put my finger on the top, I notice how this lines up to this. It's a flat surface. And when I think it's a flat surface, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it to the top, where I found this top piece right here, the center. I'm going to move it and see what happens. And as you can see, if you notice, you see how this lines up right here, and see how this one also lines up here. So that means we got this first edge on the right spot. So in summary, to go for this first step to get the cross is we need to find a piece that will line up with the center that fits in snugly, and then when we move it to the top to get the top part, and it sees it lined up, then we're good to go. And that's how we're going to put our edge in, and we're going to be doing the same thing on the other three of them. So that's what we're going to be doing this whole time. So I'm going to pick this guy right here, and I'm going to move it down, and let's see what happens. That does not line up, so I'm going to have to move it around again. Let's move this way, and it looks like this lines up right here, so we gotta match it up. Now let's see what happens when we move it to the top, and that also lines up as well. So there we go, we got the second edge piece in. So now we're gonna do this one right here, and I'm gonna try to move it around. I'm gonna move it to the top, move it out of the way, move it back down to restore this edge piece right here. And here is the center right here, but I try to place it here, it doesn't line up, so I'm gonna have to turn it around, rotate, and see until I see it matches. Okay, so as you can see, this one matches. So once you have a piece that matches, you're gonna move it down and move it to the top, and as you can see, that lines up as well, so got this one in. After that, we're gonna find another last edge piece right here. So now this is inside, so we're gonna have to move it up, move it out of the way, and restore it back down. And I'm gonna try to move this down to here so it lines up. Move it. Okay, that's in its spot. Now I'm gonna rotate it. And as you can see, this goes into that top center. And once I got the top center, I'm gonna have to restore the other one, and there you go. So as you can see, we got the cross right here. Alright, so now that you got the cross, we're gonna be ready for the next step. So the next step is we're gonna be solving the corner pieces, just like how we solved the white corners right here on the 3x3. And to do that is we're gonna do the same way like how we learned on this guy. So we just need to, so what we need to do is we need to look for a corner pieces that will match up to these 4 shapes right here in order to have them perfectly. So let's see. Okay, so I got this corner piece right here. So I noticed how this is bigger size, and I think it's gonna put in here. And how can we determine if this is gonna fit to this corner cut right here? Well, to do that is you basically do this algorithm down. Right prime, D prime, right down, which is the move how we did on the original guy right here. And that's how it's gonna work in order to put the corner pieces in to get to its correct spot. So we're gonna do this algorithm. So it's right prime, down prime, right, down, right prime, down prime, right, down. And then just keep repeating that until it goes into its position. And there you go, it goes to that spot. Now I didn't have to do the last down move, but for beginners, it's best to do the last down move, especially when we get to the last part of this solving tutorial. Okay, so we got this corner piece in the spot, so let's see right here. Okay, so this is not in the right, this is the wrong piece, so we need to find a one that will matches this cut right here. So we need to look around and let's see any damn. Okay, I found this one right here. So I assume it's gonna go right here since I noticed that this block is about the same as this cut right here. Now you could do the right prime, right down move, but sometimes it's best to do the shortcut, like how I taught you that shortcut move that we did when we were placing the corner on the windmill cube, right there. If you haven't seen that windmill cube tutorial, I'll put the link in the description so you can take a look, and if you want to learn how to solve that. It's another 3x3 shape mod that I taught you guys. But anyway, let's get back to this. So since I found this corner spot, I know it's gonna go here, or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the shortcut move, which is down prime, right prime. Wait, I think it goes down, and then right. I'm sorry if I kind of messed up the algorithm. If I messed up the algorithm, then I'll put it on the top to make sure if I'm doing it right. So anyway, that was the shortcut move. So now we can move on to the next one. So we need to find this corner piece right here, and it's gonna be this guy. And I know it might go into this spot, so so this time I'll do the algorithm again. Sorry about the camera. Okay, so I put that piece in there, so I'm gonna rotate and do the last one. Okay, so this is the only one left that we have, so now I'm just gonna do the shortcut instead. So I'll do this. Or a better way I can explain it is watch carefully. Move this to the left, move this down to the right, and move it back up. So that's how you do the shortcuts. Right here, in case if you don't want to do that 4-move algorithm that I showed you earlier. Okay, so we got the top layer completed, this bigger one right here. So that is completed. And once you think the top layer looks good, then we're ready for the next step. Okay, so the next step is what we're gonna do is we're gonna solve the middle layer right here. Just like how we do the middle layer on the 3x3. This middle layer here. And to do that is we're gonna flip the cube like this, and we're gonna look at the edge pieces and see if we can find any edge piece that will go into the spot so it matches. So let's see here. So let's take a look at this one. this smaller block. And when you look for an edge piece, what I want you to do is now, unlike on a 3x3 where how we found the edge right here, we were just focusing on the colors that will go into matches these two right here. But in this one, you have to determine by the shape, as I said for this Miracube tutorial. You can't rely on colors, you just have to rely on the blocks, which is how the Miracube works. It may sound different, but the procedure, however, is still the same. So once you have an edge piece right here, you're gonna move around and see if it'll line up. So since I moved it right here, it's not gonna line up since there's still that gap. So I'm gonna move it again. That also doesn't fit, so right here. And from what I noticed, this lines up. Now, once you have an edge piece that lines up, what you want to do is to determine where if this edge piece is gonna move to the left or it's gonna be to the right. So since I got this piece, I know it's gonna go to the right. Because if I do the algorithm, but if I put it on the left, then it's not going to fit. So I know it's going to go to the right. So if you think that if this piece either goes on the left or right, then you're going to do this algorithm. Now, if you're doing a move where it goes to the right, then it's the same one on the 3x3. So the move to go to the right is up, right, up prime, right prime, up prime, front prime, up, front. And there you go, that goes into that spot. So we're good to go. Now we're gonna look for the next one. Okay, so I found another edge piece right here. So I'm gonna move this here. And this time, instead of putting it to the right, I'm gonna put it on the left, since from what I noticed that if I do this move, it's gonna go into the spot right here. So the left move from the 3x3 is up prime, left prime, up, left, up, front, up prime, front prime. And there you go, that goes into the spot. So now we're gonna look for another edge piece, which is right here. So this time I'm gonna have to do the right move, so I'll do that move again. And there you have it, that goes into the spot. And I'm gonna need to, now I have to find the last edge piece that will go into the spot. And I see it's right here, so I'm gonna move it to this side. And I'm gonna have to do the right move again, so I'll do this one last time. Excuse me. Okay, and there we go. So now that go into that spot. So we're good to go with the second layer. Now, if you have a case where if you have an edge piece where if you see the edge piece that's in the right spot but it's flipped, then you can either do the left or right move to get rid of it and put a random block and put the edge piece where it needs to go, and then you do either left or right move and it should get it in the right spot. Just like how we did on the 3x3 right here. It's exactly the same. Anyway, so if you have the middle layer completed, like I have here, then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so the next step is we're going to solve the top layer. So if you remember from a 3x3, you can have 4 situations. You can have a lonely dot, a backwards L, a bar, or a completed cross. So in this case, I have a backwards L. Now, if you already have a completed cross, then you don't need to do this algorithm. But if you have the dot, the backwards L, or the bar, then you're going to do this algorithm. And it's exactly the same one like how we did on this one, like I said. So the algorithm to do this, where you have this, or that, is front, right, up, right prime, up prime, front prime. And as you can see, we got the bar. So we're going to do that move again. And there we go. So we got the cross completed, as you can see. So once you have the cross completed, then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so the next step to do this is we're gonna be trying to orient the edges and see if they are in the right spot. So to do that is we're gonna turn it around and see if we have any of them in the right spot. Okay, so from what I noticed, I have these two edges are in the right spot, but these two are swapped like this. Like this. Now, if you remember from my 3x3 tutorial, where if you have two of them are in the right spot, but the two are swapped, like if they're like in this position, like these two are right and these two are swapped, then you'll be doing this algorithm. But if you have this case where, if you have a case where it was two on the right and two are like this way, then you only do it once. Now, 90% chance you have that case. But if you get a case where if you have two that are right spot but horizontally and these two are not, you'll flip this way, then you do the same algorithm, but you don't have to do it twice. And then that will lead to where you have two in the right spot that are going this way, but these two are not. And that's what I have in this case. So I'll have to do this algorithm. And the algorithm to do this is right, up, right prime, up, right, up twice, and right prime. And there you go. And let's see what happens if we rotate it again. Okay, so now I have a case where these two are in the right spot, like this, but these two are flipped. So if you have this case like that, just do the same thing one more time. So it goes like this, that, this, that, this twice, and move it back down, and I'm gonna move it up again. And as you can see, we got all in the right spot. So if you have all in the right spot, then all edges in the right spot, then you're ready to move on to this second to last step. So the second to last step is, just like on a 3x3, we're going to be positioning the corners. And to position the corner is like how we did on the original guy right here. We need to look at one of the corner pieces that are in the right spot. Now, like the 3x3, you can have three situations. You can have none in the right spot, one in the right spot, or all of them in the right spot. And if all of them are in the right spot, you're going to move on, and then you can just move on. But if you have a case where you have none or one of them in the right spot, like I have here, then you'll be performing this algorithm. Now, if you have all of them in the right spot, you just hold it in any spot, doesn't matter where it is, and then you have one in the right spot. And once you have one in the right spot, you just have to hold it on, like where this on the right side is facing you, like I have right here. And you will be doing this algorithm, and what this does is it's gonna rotate these three counterclockwise, and it's gonna leave this one alone. Okay, so to position it is up, right, up prime, left prime, up, right, up prime, left. And as you can see, I did that algorithm, and from what I was after taking a look, I noticed I got all of them in the right spot this time, but only once. Now, sometimes when you do the algorithm, while you set one in the right spot, sometimes when you do the algorithm, the threes are still not in the right spot, so you just repeat it again, and then you have all in the right spot, like I have right here. And if you have all of them in the right spot, then you're good to go. And we're gonna move on to the last step. So the last step is pretty simple. We're just gonna have to orient the top layer. Just finish solving all the corners, and then we'll have top layer completed, just like how we did on the 3x3 right here. And this algorithm is exactly the same one how we solved the top layer. It's exactly the same thing. Only difference is you just have to be careful for one last thing, which you should pay attention as you're doing this move right here. So if you're doing this algorithm, just after when you have the first corner completed, just rotate the top layer. Don't ever rotate the whole cube, or else you'll mess up and you have to start all over from the beginning. So we don't want that. So just pay attention to what I'm doing, do this algorithm, and then just watch the procedure very carefully, and you'll get the hang of it. And if you haven't learned how to solve 3x3, I would suggest you learn this one first before you get into this, because this is essential and a prerequisite to learn how to solve this basic one right here. But then anyway, so the algorithm to orient all the last four corners is right prime, down prime, right, down, right prime, right, down. And just keep doing that until we get everything in the correct position. And there you go, we got this in the right spot. Now the most important thing is, if I don't do the last down move, like I said, I'm gonna mess it up. So make sure to do that last down move. After when you do that last down move, just move the top layer and then keep working on the core until you have none, and then you're done. So I'm gonna keep doing that again. Do that last down move. Okay, I got that one completed, so I'm gonna do these last two. There it is. And then do the one line. I'm gonna do the last one. And there we go. So we got the mirror cube completed. So just rotate top layer until you wind them everything up. So as you can see, we have completed the mirror cube. So I hope this video really helped you out. And if you didn't get it in the first place, just rewatch the video and then you get the hang of it. And also remember to learn the procedures how it's done on the 3x3, because the mirror cube algorithm is exactly the same from here. So just learn things carefully and then you eventually get the hang of it. So I hope this video really helped you out. And in case if I go too fast, then please let me know if I need to make a redo video, or just give me a comment. Just give me any suggestion what I can improve on to make this to make the tutorial better, and then I'll make a redo if necessary. So I hope this video really helped you out, and I'll see you in the next videos. Peace.